So I'm going to begin by asking the audience a few questions. Anyone who's been through heartbreak or a relationship issue or divorce, please put your hand up. Anyone who's seen death in the immediate family or near and dear ones of friends, please put your hand up. Thank you. I see a lot of hands coming up. Anyone who's lost a pet, please put your hands up. Anyone who's been through separation, living away from family in the last couple of years or before, please put your hands up. Thank you. More hands. Anyone who's been through financial stress, lost a job, or had to get redundant due to the last 2 years crisis, please put your hands up. As you can see, we've been through massive life experiences, all of us. Our journeys may be different, but the questions are the same for all of us. I'm going to be talking about the pertinence of mental health and how it's affecting the globe, how it's become the third largest disease in the world as classified by WHO. Every third person in India is affected by mental health. Could be your friend, could be yourself, could be your neighbor, could be your loved ones. Mental health is largely invisible. We don't see it. What can we do? I'm going to talk about how we can use technology and measure mental health. I'm going to dive into the deck. I'm going to give you a flavor a little bit about the global principles of happiness, where you can build your own intrinsic path of happiness. Let's dive into the deck. What is Ikigai? Ikigai is a Japanese philosophy. It's been tested for many, many centuries of years. It is the secret from Okinawa. Okinawa is the #1 blue zone in the world. Blue zone, there are 5 places in the world which classify themselves as blue zone. Okinawa in Japan is #1. The maximum number of people who live 200 and beyond come from Okinawa. And what is the secret? The secret is Ikigai. Ikigai translates to your reason of being. Why do you and I wake up every morning? Because we have a purpose. It could be our jobs, it could be our family, it could be our pet, it could be a passion, it could be a startup that we are running for, or you want to top school. I mean, Ikigai is different for different people. Ikigai resides in the realm of small things. The morning cup of coffee or chai, the walk with your pet or your son, your daughter, anyone, the ray of sunshine. All these small things add up to Ikigai. The person who realizes the importance of small things truly ignites the Ikigai in himself or herself. As you can see in the picture, this was a life-changing moment for me. I was playing golf in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. I was working as a banker with Barclays then. And it was 2 p.m. Saturday. Yeah, correct. And I got a call from my then mother-in-law, and she said, Shari is being taken to the hospital, she's in labor. I said, wow. And Tanzania, there's no direct flight to Pune, where they resided. So luckily, my neighbor was the country manager for Emirates Airlines. And he said, just go home, pack your bags, and go to the airport, everything is going to be sorted. So in 2 hours, I'd entered the aircraft. And I was a bit worried because there's no connectivity, right? It's a 7-8 hour flight to Dubai with a stopover going into Bombay. And at 10 p.m., my son, who's right here, who's my Ikigai, the pilot announces that you're the proud father of a healthy baby boy. And everyone on the flight applauded. And I think it was a very emotional moment for me. And then onwards, I just said, you know what, getting big bonuses, getting big promotions, having corner cabins, all that is meaningless. Family will always come first. The time I spent every evening with my son then, it was 6 months when they came from India into Africa, because Africa, the medical facilities are not very good. So he had to be in India till his shots were completed. So every evening after work, I would take him to the ocean and walk with him and our pet dog. I think that was some of the most beautiful moments. Even on my deathbed, I'm going to remember that. So my question to you is, what is your Ikigai? Think about it, reflect on it. What makes you happy? I had my moment of epiphany when I summited Mount Kilimanjaro on Feb 14th, 2013. It was a beautiful 7-day trek. Kilimanjaro is the world's tallest freestanding mountain, nearly 6,000 meters. And my son then was just under 5 years old, and he sent me a beautiful card on the summit night. The summit night begins at 11 in the night, and you reach the summit at 7 a.m. And it's minus 25 degrees. The conditions are brutal. But I saw that card that night, and I said, wow. And when I reached the summit, I had my moment of epiphany, and I said, wow, I don't think I want to be a banker for 35 years or 36 years. That was Feb 14, 2013. And that journey started that day, and it culminated in a monastery in Bhutan 7 years later. We will come to that. So for me, that was my moment of epiphany, and I said, I'm going to quit banking, and I'm going to pursue my passion, hopefully make a difference to the world. You know, all of us probably meet 72,000, 75,000 people through our lifetimes. But truly, how many people are close to us? 5, 6, the average in US is less than 2. You know, so it's a very lonely country in the US. You look around you, how many friends do you have? Close friends, who we call friends, probably 3, 4, 5. We've got to nurture that friendship. That's the only thing that's going to sustain you. And when you're working, I think a lot of youngsters come and ask me, you know, kitna paisa milega? What will be the salary? And I keep telling them, chase excellence, have a purpose, make a difference to the community around you and your colleagues, and the money will come, the promotion will come. Don't put money as your number one goal. This principle is called Hara Hachibu, which is in Japanese one of the key reasons why Okinawans live to 100 and beyond. It's basically called the 80% food rule. To be fit, all of us realize we must eat well and eat right. Too much of anything good is also harmful. So what does it mean? So if you can have 4 chapatis or 4 slices of bread, have 3. So it's always stopping at 80%. And your body knows, you know how much you can eat. So you must stop at that 75, 80% mark. Even the brain takes time to register that your stomach is full. So if you're going to go to 100% and beyond, you're going to be lethargic through the day. It applies to any phase of life, whether you're a student, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're working in the environment. If you're going to have a heavy lunch, you're not going to be productive for the next 4, 5, 6 hours, and the day is gone. So it's essentially Hara Hachibu. The pictures of my mom, she turned 81 in August. She's leading the perfect Ikigai life. She was an economist with the RBI. And I got some of the good habits of eating right from her. So I thought that would be a beautiful picture to put out there. This principle is about 360 degrees fitness. Fitness is not having 6 packs. Fitness is about being mentally, physically, and emotionally aware, emotionally fit. When all these 3 culminate, our fitness scores will be right. Now just imagine having the best physical body in the world and empty up there. It's not going to help you. Imagine being emotionally very, very well aware, but lacking on the other 2. So we must work every day on our emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being, meditation, mindfulness. It's about movement. It's not about going to the gym. All of us can't afford a gym, or we don't have time. Take out time, 15 minutes. It's about movement. Movement can be climbing stairs. Movement can be walking that 1 kilometer to work. Movement can be walking with your dog. There are various, and movement is one of the key ingredients in Okinawa. They wake up in the morning, they do gardening. They wake up in the morning, they go for a cup of tea to their neighbor's house. They play tennis. And these are 80, 90-year-old people I'm talking about. They could beat any one of us in tennis. So movement is one. Meditation, mindfulness, a few minutes of mindfulness, meditation. It can be guided meditation. It can be something that appeals to you. Follow it up with journaling in the evening. So when you start building all these habits, you will see that you're going to be a better version of yourself on your next birthday. I'm talking of a birthday because that's a good benchmark to have. Saying 10 months from now, 12 months from now, I'm going to be fitter across all the 3 levels. Friendship. I think this is the key. The world's longest standing research on happiness is by Harvard. They studied students over 75 years, and students went on to become CEOs of global companies. So, and the one most pertinent thing that came out from the research was the value of friendships, the value of relationships. When we can nurture friendship across from school right up to 80, 90, 100, our quality of life will be better. Friendship is essential not only for mental health but also for physical health. You can go out for a game with your friends, you can go out for a trek. Friends are very, very important. And the last 2 years of the pandemic has shown us the value of friendship. When we are all closeted in one house, we need a friend to talk to. We need a friend to go out for a walk with, protocol permitting. So friendship. So I'm going to ask you, reflect, write a letter of gratitude to a friend you are not in touch with or a friend you're in touch with, but put it out on paper and write something beautiful to that friend. Read it out over the phone to him or her, email it, WhatsApp the picture. You will break down and your friend will break down. It is tremendously empowering. Try that and nurture that friendship for the rest of your life. This is from my journey in Bhutan. Sorry. So the value of smile. Do you know how many times does an average adult smile in a day? It's less than 10. And when we are all children, we smile 50, 100. It's crazy. Why do we stop smiling? I don't know. Is it stress? What is causing that? It's all internal. It's proven by research, if you increase the number of times you smile, you release happy chemicals. So the value of smile. There you can see my dog, that's Maximus, he's a Belgian Malinois. He's always there for all my calls and physical meetings at schools where we address children. Unfortunately, Jaipur is too far for him to drive from Bombay, otherwise he would have been here. And when you have a pet, you will not only feel more kinder, but I think you will give out unconditional love. This is a picture in an orphanage in Sri Lanka where elephants who are orphaned are looked after. So we spent a beautiful day. That elephant is a beautiful girl called Lakshmi. She's 32 years old and her mother is 55. So we spent the day bathing her, giving her lots of bananas, watched her play with her mother. So the point here being that nature is the best recharge. The more we spend time with nature, be it a trek, be it the ocean, the better ideas will come to us. We are programmed to be with nature. It's not the other way around. We must nurture our time with nature and protect it. Without nature, we are nothing. And the best ideas, I'm sure to all of us, come when we are outdoors, either in the ocean or in the mountain or running, walking, cycling. I don't think the best ideas come when we are in a 9 by 9 feet cabin at work or wherever. Gratitude, I'm just going to take a few seconds. The best example of becoming more resilient and more emotionally aware is gratitude. So a simple act of writing what you're grateful for every day, be it a journal. I mean, now you can have it electronic, but I would encourage you to write it. And when you see it every day, what you were grateful for, trust me, you're going to be much, much more happier. Not only for yourself, but for the world around you. This is from Bhutan. I think this slide really talks about living in the moment, living in the present. Very few of us do it. Monks are trained to do it. So I spent some time in the monastery and I asked a young monk, how can we be happy? And this boy said, just breathe. If you breathe, you're going to be happy. You're going to be mindful. Do you know every second two people across the world die? Every breath. So in 60 seconds, 120 people are dying. So every time you breathe, two people are dying. So you just have to be more aware that all we have is now. What we do with that 24 hours we have in the day will make you or mar you. This is some quotes on mindfulness. I think the more we practice being mindful, whether we are eating or whether we are spending time with our family, whether we are spending time at work or with our pet dog or our loved ones, the better the quality of our lives will be. Just let's be mindful, take out the distractions, practice mindfulness. Imagine a world where happiness quotient is the only measure of a human being. That will be a beautiful time in humanity. Bhutan is the only country which measures citizens by a GNH index, which is gross national happiness. Countries are moving towards it, and I think if we can have HQ, what is HQ? HQ is happiness quotient, which is a sum of intelligence quotient, emotional quotient, physical quotient, adaptability quotient. These all, when they merge, we will be able to measure mental health. Today, mental health, as I said, is invisible. My idea to you is, how can we have a world where we have HQ as a measure for humanity?